So moving on to the next question. The word here is scrape, and you have to find the incorrect usage of the word in the given sentences. Okay, so let's discuss the question. The literal meaning of the word scrape is to remove outer layer by forceful strokes of a rough instrument. So let's say you have made something in a pan, and then while washing it, you scrape out the uh, leftovers remaining in the pan. So that is the literal meaning of scrape. Now, uh, the form in which the word scrape we have been given, they are not in the literal meaning per se. So I'll start with the incorrect usage first. The incorrect usage is in sentence B. I might scrape out of the exam if I'm lucky. Well, scrape out means to empty something by scraping, so it cannot mean it cannot be the correct usage in sentence B. The correct usage should have been scraped through. So it should have been I might scrape through the exam if I'm lucky. That means that if I'm lucky, I'll pass the exam. And going to the other sentences. The first sentence, bringing up that minor legal point proves that you are scraping the bottom of the barrel. To scrape the bottom of the barrel means to select from among the to select from among the worst. So let's say you have some uh, fixed uh, fixed things of which you have to choose, and you choose the worst of the group. That is known as scraping the bottom of the barrel. In sentence C, after many attempts, into he managed to scrape into an Ivy League college. So scrape into here means to achieve a position uh, by very small number of votes or points. So that means that after many attempts, he just managed to get into an Ivy League college. In sentence D, her parents were able to scrape up the money to send their daughter to an international business school. Here, scrape up means to succeed in getting enough of something, especially money, by making a lot of effort or sacrifices. So, here is the solution for the question. Okay, the meaning, the literal mean, the meaning of scrape out is uh, to empty something by scraping. So if I say scrape out the dish, that means uh, take out the layer of leftovers in the dish by the means of scraping. Okay, moving on to the next question. The word here is talk, and uh, you have been given 4 sentences from which you have to choose the most inappropriate usage of the word talk. Okay, so let's discuss the question. Again, we will start by the incorrect statement first. Uh, the incorrect statement is the statement B. Here it says, I didn't want to move abroad, but Bill talked me over it. Now, the usage here, the usage of the word talk here is to persuade somebody to do something. So we don't when we persuade somebody, when somebody persuades someone to do something, we do not generally use we do not use talked over. We use talk into. So the correct usage should have been, I didn't want to move abroad, but Bill talked me into it. The first sentence, you can't have a real conversation with him. He just talks at you all the time. Here, the phrase talk at someone means that he's just talking to you. He's not listening to what you are saying or what your response is. So that is what talk at someone means. So the usage of talk is correct in the first sentence. In the sentence C, can you talk me through the various investment options? Now, talk someone through means to explain to a person all the stages of a process. So here it means that can you explain to me all the process involved in the various investment options. In statement D, they talked up the tourist attraction to encourage more visitors. The meaning of the word stock up is to promote or speak in support of someone or something. So it simply means that they were promoting the tourist attractions to encourage more visitors. Here is the solution for the question. Okay, so moving on to the next question. Okay, so let's discuss the question. Again, starting with the incorrect option first. The incorrect option is option D. So here it says she was eating away at the restaurant when the earthquake struck. Now, eating away means to destroy something slowly. So we say that termites were eating away the world or something like that. So it should have been that she was eating at the restaurant. She was eating in the restaurant when the earthquake struck. Uh, Looking at the other options, option A, During the downturn, many restaurants saw a drop in revenues because people were eating in. Uh, the phrase eating in means to eat at home. So the usage is correct in the first sentence. In the sentence B, dinner time manners included eating up everything that had been served on the plate. Eating up means to eat all of something. So again the usage is correct in the second sentence. In sentence C, falling short even after the loan, she had no choice but to eat into her fixed deposits. So eat into means to use something valuable that you don't want to use. So again, the usage in the statement C is also correct. Here is the solution, a short one, just to go through it. So moving to the next question, question 5. Okay, let's discuss this question. Uh, Starting with the incorrect statement first. The incorrect statement is statement C, which is after much nagging, he finally got after doing his homework. So the phrase get after means to continuously nag someone. The correct usage in this sentence should have been after much nagging, he finally got around doing his homework. So getting around something means uh, to finally manage to do something with some difficulty. So that was the incorrect statement. The correct statements are the first sentence. It was difficult to get across the basic idea. So getting across an idea means to succeed in making others understand an idea. So when I say that I want to get my idea across, that means I want my audience to understand what I am basically trying to say. And in sentence B, His interpersonal skills were so good that he got away with many a blunder. So, getting away with means to escape a punishment or criticism or any other ill effect, uh, uh, ill effect for basically for a wrong that someone has done. In statement B, you have got to be you have got to be sharp to get ahead. So it basically means you have to be sharp to if you want to get ahead. So here is the solution for the question. Okay, so moving on to the next question. So basically, we have been given a paragraph in this question, and there is a question related to it, and few options to that question. So choose the question that answers the question most appropriate manner. So let's discuss the question. The paragraph says, since children consistently imitate the behaviors they see on TV, continued exposure to aggressive programs will cause more children to consider aggression as as an acceptable way of solving problems. In order to promote a peaceful society, the government should ban the broadcast of aggressive programs. So the question that is, which of the following is most similar in logical structure to the paragraph? So let's see what the central theme of the paragraph is, and how it is logically interrelated. So the first premise that the paragraph has, that children imitate behavior of others. So maybe it could be something they see on TV or is from any other source. So first premise is that children imitate the behaviors. Second is that if uh, if the children are uh, if children are continuously exposed to such behavior, they will copy that behavior and behave in that way. And the third thing is that to prevent any such kind of problem that children imitate the wrong behavior of the others, they should put a ban on that kind of wrong behavior for the protection of children. So from the given options we can see that only A, B, and C relate to children. Uh, since the topic is about children imitating behavior of others, we are bound to look for children in our options, and the D does not provide that, so we outright reject the option D. Among option A, B, and C, uh, we see that they are similar in a lot of respects, but are different in a few crucial ways. For example, if we look at the paragraph talks about preventive action. So it occurs before children imitate anyone or do anything bad. Whereas in option B, we see that the father bans his teenage girl, or in other words, punishes his teenage girl after she is involved in series of bickering sessions with her classmates. So she has already been imitated whatever she has seen on television, and is in fighting with her classmates, imitating that. So the action that the father takes now is a punitive action. So he is punishing her. It is not a preventive action. Bickering means to fighting verbally. So you see that in a lot of soap opera, uh, a lot of verbal fights go on between family members, between friends. So she's basically copying those things, and starting verbal fights with her classmates. In option C, a mother hides a jar of candy she usually keeps on her kitchen shelf in order to prevent her children from gorging on it. Gorging means uh, feed very heavily on feed very heavily on it and ruining their lunch. So the basic difference from the paragraph that we have here is that it is not a case of imitation. So it is a natural act of children. So children do not learn to eat candy from someone else, from their elders, or from TV or any other place. It's a natural act of children. Whenever they see candy, their tendency is to go and eat those candies. So again, the statement C does not catch the central theme of the paragraph. Whereas in sentence A, a mother a mother in a family insists that the father not smoke in front of his children, so they don't pick up the habit. Here, here we see that the father is involved in some kind of behavior which is not considered good. As we saw in the paragraph, it was aggressive behavior on TV. Similarly, a father has a smoking habit, but the mother insists or bans the father from smoking in front of her children, so that the children do not see their father smoking and imitate that action and start smoking themselves. So statement A best captures the logic or the central theme that the paragraph was trying to say. So statement A is the correct answer. Here is the solution for the question. Uh, Too many words I know, but just go through it once. You'll find it a lot clearer. Okay, I hope everyone has read the solution. Moving on to the next question, question 7. It's a similar question. We have a paragraph, then a question, and 4 options in answer to that question. We have to select the best alternative that answers the question. Okay, so let's discuss question 7. The paragraph says, no living person has ever experienced what comes after death. And what comes after death is totally unlike anything that comes before. No one can conceive of a thing unless it is either something that he or she has experienced, or else something that is in at least some respect like something he or she has experienced. Therefore, no living person can have a concept of what comes after death. So, what the author is trying to say that basically Uh, Basically, he's trying to say that no living person has ever experienced what comes after death, and whatever is coming after death is totally unlike anything that has come before it, even near-death experiences. So, uh, the basic thing that author is saying that death is a unique experience of its kind, and anything that has come before it is not even close to it. Now, he also says that no one can conceive experience of something unless he has experienced it before or experienced something similar before. And since he has already said that nothing comes, uh, so death is unlike anything that has come before it. So therefore he concludes that no living person can have a concept of what comes after the death. So the question is, which of the following can be concluded from the passage? So let's start with options B and C. Option B would be incorrect because it says that what comes after death is an esoteric concept and cannot be understood by all. So what the author has been trying to say in the paragraph, that no one, absolutely no one, can uh, know what the experience of death. So what comes after death cannot be known by any living person, while statement B implies that while it cannot be understood by all, there might be a few people who understand the concept what comes after the death. So in that sense, option B is incorrect. Option C is also incorrect because the author says that what comes after death is totally unlike anything that comes before. So that includes everything, even near-death experiences. So option C says a near-death experience can help a person understand death and its consequences. So again, this statement is false. So we have to choose between option A and option D. Uh, okay, so Rohit is asking what does esoteric means. So an esoteric concept or theory is something that cannot be understood by everyone, and very few people are able to understand it. So you might say that Einstein's theory of relativity is an esoteric concept because most of the people in the world are not able to understand it, and there are very few people in the world who understand what Einstein's theory of relativity means. So between option A and option D, let's first have a look at option A. One can only conceive, one can only conceive of those things which one has experienced before or are made up of elements that have been experienced before. So this statement is not wrong. It repeats it repeats a part of the paragraph. But thing to note here is that this statement is not the basic theme of the paragraph. The basic theme of the paragraph is related to death. So it starts with death and its conclusion is also in death. So if we have to find what can be concluded from the paragraph, it would not be option A because it does not talk at all about death. While option D, which is it is impossible for a living person to understand what comes after death as he has not experienced it. Basically, this is what author says in the last line. Therefore, no living person can have a concept of what comes after death. So option D is the correct answer, as it captures the conclusion of the paragraph. So here is the solution, just go through it once. So moving to the next question. Question 8. Basically, this is a parajumble question, and the statement is the fixed statement. So basically, you have to find the correct order between B, C, D, and E. Okay, so let's discuss question A. The A part is I had 6,000 acres of land and thus got much spare lands beside the coffee plantation. Part of the farm was uh, Part of the farm was native forest and about 1,000 acres were squatters' land, what the Kiyuku called their shambas. So uh, let's say we notice that the statement A begins with introducing squatters, and the statement C, which statement C goes on with explaining what squatters are. So, using this logic, C should directly follow A. Between rest of the options, we see that this statement B talks about squatters growing maize, and uh, statement E again talks about uh, statement E goes on to expand that and to talk more about the growing of maize, and the statement D, which statement D says that Kikuyu also grew sweet potatoes, so this also grew should come after the maize. So in effect, we see that AC should be a pair and BED should be a pair. So this not pair exactly. BED should be a triplet. They should always come together. So the correct order, uh, the correct order that we get from this is only satisfied by the option 3, uh, which would be A, C, D, E, D. So that is the correct order of it. Here is the solution for the question. Uh, Pretty short one considering the length of the question. So just take 30 seconds to go through it. Okay, so this is question 9. Similar pattern. The statement A is fixed and B, C, D, E are in jumbled form. So we have to find the correct order from the given options. Okay, so let's discuss the question. The statement A. Okay, the statement A is Indonesia has experienced dramatic shifts in its formal governance arrangements since the fall of President Suharto and the close of his centralized authoritarian New Order regime in 1997. So, the first statement basically talks about fall of President Suharto and dramatic shift in Indonesia's formal governance arrangements. So, looking from the given options, I could say that either statement B or statement C should follow statement A, because statement A talks about some dramatic shifts in formal governance, and B and C indicate some of the changes that have taken place after President Suharto has left. So, if I have to choose between B and C, I would be more inclined to choose the statement B, because the first statement talks about shifts in formal governance arrangements. So, I would look for changes basically in governance methods in the government itself. So the statement B, which talks about active contest for political office, direct elections for presidency, changes in center-local government relations. These are the things that are related to direct governance, whereas whereas the mass media or non-governmental organizations are not directly related to governance. So uh, after A, B should come, and taking these changes forward, after B, C comes. So uh, again, between statement D and statement E, uh, statement E should follow the statement D, because statement E begins with a different group of analysts paint the picture. So a different group of analysts, this phrase can only be used if in the previous statement something was said about some analyst. So in statement D, uh, it is said that such developments are seen optimistically by a number of donors and some external analysts. So it makes sense that after D, the statement E would be that a different group of analysts paint a picture in which institutional forms have changed. So, so the given so according to me, A, B, C should come together in that order, and D, E should come together in that order again. So from the given options, we can see that option 5, which is B, C, D, E, satisfy these conditions. Here is the solution for the question. Okay, I'm showing you question for one more time for a brief period so that you get a better idea. Okay, so uh, we should now move to question number 10. So this is a plain para-jumble, no fixed sentences. All four sentences are in random order. Okay, so let's discuss question 10. If you look at the first two sentences, sentence A and sentence B, uh, it would be easy to look that the questions, the sentences are related, and since the sentence B says that an entertainer would finish his act by blowing hydrogen he had inhaled towards a lighted candle. As the hydrogen caught fire, the flames would shoot menacingly from his lips. And statement A. During one exhibition, however, some air mixed with the hydrogen, and in the words of the shaken performer, the explosion was so dreadful that I imagined all my teeth had been blown out. So it could be seen that statement A follows statement B, because statement B talks about the usual performance that the entertainer had, and statement A says a particular incident relating to that performance in which there was an accident. So B and BA should come together. From the given options that we have, we see that option 1 and option 2 are the two options where BA always come together. So we can see that statement B from the given options, statement B should be the starting statement, which is when people learned about its unique lighter than air property, they began to use it in all sorts of parlor stunts. Now, in statement D, we are talking about parlor stunts. So it is logical that statement C should follow statement D rather than statement A, because it is talking about a paper bag filled with hydrogen amazed guests by zooming off into the space. So statement C is basically talking about amazing the guests, and it is more appropriately placed after statement D, which talks about parlor stunts, rather than statement A, which talks about an accident during the performance. So the correct order should be B, C, B, A. Option 1. Okay, so let's move to the next question. Question 11. Here the first and the sixth statement are fixed, and uh, the four statements in between are in random order. So we have to select the correct order of statements. moving to the next question. This is a filling the blanks question. Simple filling the blanks. So try it. Okay, let's discuss the question. Uh, the question says, after 2 days of dash, when teams representing competitors and stakeholders role-played against a company team, the executives understood that a strong competitor on the sidelines was likely to enter the market dash. So, uh, based on the given options that we have, we first we see that various team in the company were role playing against a company. So uh, we we can say that we can remove discussions and fabrications from the given from the possible answers, because uh, discussion when people are role playing against a company, they are less likely to talk amongst themselves and more likely to act as the real company would do. So discussions can be discarded. Fabrications can be also be discarded, because fabricate because fabrication means to give a deliberately false or improbable account of something. So while they are role playing, it is not there is no indication that they have been presenting a false representation of the company or something else, because uh, because after this role play, the executive or gathered a concept or understood or something that is a strong competitor on the sidelines was likely to enter the market. So role play means that uh, let's say that role play means that different teams who were representing competitors and stakeholders. So they are the teams of the company that is being talked about in the paragraph. They are the employees of that company itself, but they are behaving or acting as their competitors and stakeholders. So the company could find out by this exercise uh, what would happen in the real world if it took some kind of decisions, or even if the status quo is maintained, what would be the outcome in the future, how would others react to its actions. So basically that is the idea of a role play. So fabrications, as we were talking, fabrications cannot be the answer. So basically if reflection, using the term reflection, is not entirely incorrect, but a simulation is a more better, more powerful, and more appropriate word in this case. As in, so if you have heard about simulators, there are air flight simulators or something of those sort. So what do air flight simulators do? That it creates a complete environment for a pilot. Uh, all the surroundings, the controls of an aircraft. The pilot is not actually flying a plane, but in that machine, in the simulator, when the pilot goes, uh, it takes the exactly same action based on the given inputs to him that he will do while flying a plane. So gives him an idea how to fly a real plane by uh, doing some actions on the flight simulator. So basically simulation is something, an environment which gives you an idea of the real world, how it's not exactly the real world, it's a practice area, but it gives you an idea of how the things would turn out in the real world. So that was simulation. So and uh, the second part of the question, the second part of the blank. So if we look at it, the executives understood that a strong competitor on the sidelines was likely to enter the market aggressively, or if we had to look at option A, tactfully. So uh, basically, if you look all the four options, none of them, in fact, A, B, C, sorry, A, B, and D, you cannot find much difference between them. Uh, Even if you put if it had been energetically, tactfully, or aggressively, the statement would have been equally correct. So it is for just the first part of the sentence, first part of the blank that makes the real difference here. So option B is the correct answer, and here is the solution. The solution here says that aggressively is the uh, best word in the best what is it? Best word in the given context, but other two would have been equally correct. Okay, so moving on to the next question, question 13. Okay, so let's discuss the question. The question says the sudden shift from dash to dash in author's novel can startle readers, especially when he abruptly juxtaposes a scene of holy rituals with one of profane ceremonies. So, in the given, so let's first talk about meaning of juxtaposes. Juxtaposition is placing two words or two characteristics together, often contrasting in meaning. So, to show, to exemplify the contrast between them. So, when I say good and bad, beautiful and ugly, together, this is basically juxtaposition. So, uh, and the word profane means being very vulgar in nature. So, we see that uh, the two blanks are very closely related with the last two qualities that the author has put. So, what the first word is related to holy rituals. It is a synonym of holy rituals, and the uh, second blank is a synonym of profane ceremonies. So, uh, in option A and B, uh, it is the first word is decorum. The word decorum means having or maintaining very good manners. So, uh, being having a good manners while is morally very correct, but it is not a synonym of holy rituals or anything related to holiness in any kind. So it would be wrong to say decorum. Decorum is the correctly related to holy rituals. Whereas the other word frivolity means something that is something that is frivolous or not very important. So it is again not related to profane ceremonies. The word dilatory dilatory means inclined to waste time and lag behind, which is again not connected to profane ceremonies. Option B, fidelity means loyalty, and adultery means cheating on one's partner. While adultery is in some way connected to profane ceremonies, but the word fidelity, which means loyalty, is not very connected to the holy rituals. Uh, in option C, piety, which is which means which is related to the quality of being pious, which again means to uh, follow a god, meaning being God fearing. So piety is we can see is related to holy rituals, while ribaldry, which means crude vulgar jokes, having that kind of sense of humor, it is related to profane ceremonies. So the correct answer for the question is piety and ribaldry, option C. So here is the solution, and this was the last question, final question for today. So if you have any doubts, you can speak to me, and if you have no doubts, you can leave. Okay, there is one thing I wanted to say. Uh, the starting questions that we had, where we had a single word, and from that we had to find the sentence where the word had been incorrectly used. From my experience of CAT, I, I can say that the questions that the CAT developers or people who develop CAT questions get, uh, they give the words that are not very difficult. So like we talked a few we talked about a few words today. They were like rake, scrape, talk, eat, get. So I can tell you that most likely the cat the makers of cat paper will not put in words like rake or scrape, but they will put in words like talk, eat, get. So these are the words that we speak every day. We are very thorough with, but still there are several usage of these words that we are not aware of, or even if we are aware of, we may not know the true meaning of it. So these are the kind of words you should be aware of. Uh, you should if you are looking up phrases, look up phrases for these kind of words which are common in usage, but we do not know a great deal about them. So that should take care for your cat cat paper.